Hello coin collectors out there, welcome back to the Big D Coins channel. Well, it's Tuesday, so Tuesday is going to kick off our State Quarter Tuesdays. Going forward on this channel, I'm going to try and build a little bit more structure into it and try and assign a theme or a series for each particular day. So going forward for the next Tuesdays, what I'm going to try and do is upload a video about state quarters. Not just state quarters, but America the Beautiful quarters, District of Columbia and Territory quarters. I think it could be a very interesting series. You've probably seen hundreds and thousands and maybe millions of state quarters in your life if you work at a cash register. So I'm going to skip over the basics, such as the basic design. I'm only going to talk about the designs if I find it particularly interesting, or if there's a quarter that has a very boring design like Pennsylvania, or if there's a quarter that has a more intricate design, I'll share my opinions on that. We're also really going to focus in on the error quarters. The error quarters aren't too common with the state quarter series, so only probably one or so each year has a error related to it. Hint, the first quarter in 1999 is the quarter that we'll talk about regarding error quarters, so keep that in mind when you're watching these videos. So we'll have some error coins, we'll have high mintages, low mintages, which ones are harder to find, easier to find, different variations to each. So we'll see how that goes. I think I can probably make it a few weeks by just talking about state quarters and America the Beautiful quarters. America the Beautiful quarters might be a little bit easier because those are being made today, and so I can talk about which ones recently came out and which ones are going to come out in the future. So the 1999 state quarter series video is going to talk mostly about this coin right here, the 1999 Delaware quarter. As you can see written right on the reverse of the quarter, the first state, so it's also the first state quarter. Now it's also the first state quarter that had an error to it. So there's a relatively well-known error out there that exists with the Delaware state quarter known as the spitting horse error. So there's a die crack that runs from the horse's mouth into the edge of the coin, and that has been graded by coin grading agencies like ICG. Now ICG specializes in error coins, so if you're thinking about getting an error coin graded, consider sending it to ICG, and you can pay much less of a coin grading fee, and they also specialize in error coins. Some other interesting information about this particular error coin. I'm looking on eBay right now, and there's currently one selling in a raw condition for $1 plus $3.55 shipping. So these ones right here will cost you about $4 or $5 to buy on eBay. Unfortunately, the value of them has dropped drastically, similar to the 2017 P pennies, which came out last year. When those first came out, when those were first discovered, rolls were selling for 5-10 times face value on eBay, and that has drastically decreased. So whenever there's an error coin that comes out there, my advice is to sell it as soon as possible. If you've got many of them, that way you can use the proceeds from that sale to buy some other coins or continue to build your coin collection. Now, I don't recommend selling all the coins you've got. Hang on to a couple of error coins, but if you've got a full row of die crack Delaware quarters, I'd recommend you have sold a few, and that way you could have cashed in and then moved on. So this is the Delaware quarter. As far as the mintages for the Delaware quarter, not high, especially in comparison to the subsequent years. There are 774 million of these coins produced, but combining the Denver and the Philadelphia Mint. That is much lower than the following years in which we had Connecticut, Massachusetts, Maryland, South Carolina, New Hampshire, Virginia, New York, North Carolina. All of those years had mintages in the billion. So just 774 million for this first state quarter. Now the other quarters that we'll talk about today are these four right here. Want to give them a little bit of attention as well, not just talk entirely about Delaware. So we have the Pennsylvania quarter at the top left right here. What's interesting about this Pennsylvania quarter, I don't think its design is anything very special. It looks like it was kind of rushed. You just see an outline of the state. You see a statue right here. Now, at first look, it looks like it's a statue of Lady Liberty, but it is actually a statue of Commonwealth. Commonwealth is a female figure similar to Lady Liberty, except she resides at the top of the state building in Pennsylvania. It's a 14-foot statue. On this quarter, we also see this logo right here. That is a Keystone logo. So Pennsylvania is sometimes referred to as the Keystone State because they have a lot of different kind of political opinions, and as their political opinions change in Pennsylvania, kind of so does the country itself. That's why it's often referred to as a swing state in the election. So they have the Keystone logo right there. Some of the other quarters that are part of this series are New Jersey, Georgia, and Connecticut. Now, of the 1999 quarters, Connecticut actually has the highest mintage. There are 657 million made at the Denver, 688 million made at the Philadelphia, for a total of 1.3 billion. That's right, 1.3 billion. So the Connecticut quarter, for some perspective, came out in 1999, but came out in October 12th of 1999. So by that time, they realized how popular these state quarters were. People were making maps of them. They were building all kinds of sets. They were getting ready. They were super excited. So they started to up the mintages, starting with the Connecticut quarter, which is the first of these state quarters to crack a billion in total mintage. All right, everyone, that's all I've got for today's video. Hopefully you enjoyed it. We looked at the Connecticut state quarter, the New Jersey state quarter, the Georgia state quarter, the Pennsylvania, and the Delaware quarter. Check back in next Tuesday and see if I actually followed through with the state quarter series, see if I can make another state quarter video for next Tuesday. Thank you very much, everyone, and best of luck coin collecting out there. Enjoy!